What is the role that sleep plays? I mean, I think we do a really good job of saying, we have to recover really well and focus on recovery and make sure you have training balance. But, you know, I've because we all sleep every day, most days, it feels like something that we know is important because we have to sleep, but we don't, I think, always pay it the respect and understanding that it deserves. So, like, why do we sleep? Why do we need to sleep? And why is enough sleep so important?
I think the important thing to delineate is quality sleep. And so, a lot of us are probably just not getting great quality sleep either. But sleep is important because it's regenerative and it helps our bodies rebuild and recover. It helps our minds recover. And ultimately, you're only as strong as what your mind is. If you're going out and doing a workout after a late concert, you know that even though you feel like you could probably push through, your mind might say, hey, this is getting tough. Let's go ahead and stop at eight, 8 sets instead of 10 or et cetera, et cetera. But, sleep really does a lot to quality sleep and, by affecting the pituitary and the hypothalamus, how we release hormones and how those hormones recover and help us rebuild. Those are all really important pieces from a hormonal, from a biochemical aspect. But us being able to sleep and for our nervous system to be able to kind of shut down, to me, that's one of the biggest things. It's almost like, you and I are both sitting here on our computers. If we have our computer going at a high CPU the whole time and it's just go, 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 well, eventually you're going to start to see it lag and lag and lag and lag. And then it kind of gets to a point where like, we should probably restart it or let it sit off for a little bit. And I think that's just, it's human nature. We just kind of push, 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 push until we say no. And same thing as hydration. Once your body's saying, "Hey, I'm tired," it's a little late. And so I think that's a really important piece. And I think getting blue lights. This is one thing we've really worked on in our household is really. We've got two little ones, so the phone's always somewhat near, but we usually have the phone on the charger face down, and then it's pretty much books 30 minutes out, no TVs, screens we try to kind of get rid of and delay that time because I really think that the blue light that's emitted from that can be more from a pituitary hypothalamus area.
Obviously, waking up in the morning after a poor night of sleep, whether that's not enough sleep or just not good enough quality sleep, we've all been waking up early and say, okay, well, last night wasn't great, but I have this workout on my schedule. I have to go do this. How would you approach making that decision about what to proceed with in your workout and how much do you adjust? Something I always like to let my runners know is like, you can, if you need to adjust anything, like you can scale back, you can pull back, you can slow down, like it doesn't matter, especially if you've had a bad night of sleep. But like 99 times out of 100, everybody just kind of tries to do it as written. But how would you go about assessing if you needed to modify something given how you slept the night before?
What would I tell somebody to do, or what would I do?
How would you
Those might
tell
be two
somebody
different
to
things.
do?
And as I said earlier, I mean, it is really one of those things I've learned a lot more to listen to. And I think being able to understand, hey, this is a busy week in the grand scheme of things. The training, are we on a mesocycle? Are we on a microcycle? Where can we start to balance out some of the training? To be honest with you, a lot of those runs, the way I set it up with most people is only 20% of your runs are hard, 80% are easy. And so if it is on a workout day and, hey, I can get some more sleep tonight because I don't have a work deadline or, the kids are going to be tired because they had swim lessons or whatever, I'll continue on with the workout as written. If it's one of those where, man, this is a busy week, we got kids graduating, we've got, this kid's birthday party and, et cetera, et cetera. I think those are really important things for you to understand how much you should dial back and talk to your coach or talk to whoever's writing your program. I mean, it's one of those things where we can change training slightly, week to week and be able to kind of recover enough to make the next workout better. But if you are starting to see yourself, have issues and you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and it starts to draw from each workout and a global nature, that's when we become, we start having problems with the trajectory of where the training is going to take somebody.